How's it going, guys? And welcome to Real Reviews Live. I'm Chase Lee, and when it's live, that means it's live, which means if you are watching this right now, then you can ask questions down below about the movie or whatever the hell you want to ask. I'll answer it for you. So, the movie I'm going to review is dope. So, let me just open up this review because you guys know it's coming. The pun is coming. This movie was rad. It was so rad, guys. No, but guys, come on. No critic is going to be original this weekend. Everyone's going to say this movie's dope because it is. And it's actually, I don't know, man. It's in contention for probably my favorite movie of the year so far. Yeah. That used to go to Meet Your Own and Dying Girl, but dope might actually take it over. So you better watch out, Dying Girl. I don't know where I was going with that. So here we go. This movie is, the plot reads, life changes for Malcolm, a geek who's surviving life in the tough neighborhood after a chance invitation to an underground party leads him and his friends into a Los Angeles adventure. And that is the best way to describe this movie. It's these geeky friends in the hood, and they're in the 90s culture, 90s and 80s rap. They're in the really old school stuff. They even dress like they're from the late 80s, early 90s. So it's really cool to see kind of the contrast between them and like the place they're living in, which is the ghetto. And so it's fantastic. Oh man, the main character has like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air haircut, and it just makes it even funnier for him to like interact with people on the street and stuff. So that's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything because this is an adventure movie. This is a chain of events type movie where something happens and it leads to this place, and then it wraps around to over here, and you meet characters that knew each other from over here that knew from over here, and it's just crazy. And that's what I really like about this movie. So let's start with the directing. Holy crap, I'm gonna mess this up. Rick Famuyiwa. I am really sorry. If you ever get a hold of this review, please do not come and hunt me down. Anyways, he writes and directs this movie, and from the poster, it says it's produced by Forrest Whitaker, and it's executive produced by Pharrell Williams, because he's in the movie business now. So let's break it down. Let's get to the writing and the directing. This has got to be one of the most energetic scripts I have seen in quite some time. To be honest with you, this script has a lot of energy. It has a lot of heart to it. It has real characters in real situations, and I thought everyone's arcs was really, really well done, especially for the main character. Like everything was handled so well. Like it was super funny, and then like it would get super serious, and it's like, oh wow, this movie has like a actual beating human heart to it. And then, like I said, some of the scenes will just hit you so hard in the gut, like because you're just laughing. And like the last energetic movie I remember seeing was probably Whiplash. Yeah. So like I haven't seen a movie since Whiplash in terms of the way it's paced and it's edited, and just the way the characters are interacting with each other, going with the pace of the film, with the dialogue, and just with the overall direction of where these characters are going. It's just everything hits in the best spot possible. That's what she said. So the directing and the writing is definitely one of the strongest points about this film, because let me look them up. I'm doing this live because that's just the way I roll. So he has directed Our Family Wedding, Brown Sugar, The Wood, and something called Blacktop Lingo. Now, I've heard of Brown Sugar and Our Family Wedding. I haven't seen them, but I can tell you right now, I would actually be okay with checking out his other work, because this is amazing. This is an amazing film. So, like I said, these kids are set in modern time, but they love geek culture, and they're kids you would never expect, and that's what this movie actually has like a hidden message of, judging a book by its cover, so to speak. These are black kids in the hood that dress geeky, and they're super geeky, and so it's almost like, well, are they geeks, or are they a black stereotype or whatever, like what most people would perceive black people to be. And he kind of defeats that whole stereotype, and then everything. So it's really a movie about like what you see on the outside, and it's not what you actually think it is. It could be something completely different, and that's a strong message. It's actually quite relevant to this time. So good job, writer director Rick. I'm really sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. I'm just gonna call you Rick. So this movie, like I said, has a lot of energy. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's super funny, and I love the characters. Everything happens for a reason. Everything all flows well together. And it's just one of those chain event movies, like I said, where something happens and it leads to this, and then it leads to this, but then something here leads back to over here, and it's really great. And like I said, with the main character's arc, Malcolm, it's just great. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it's just a great thing. Like, if I had to complain or even, just notice things, I guess, I really don't want to. There's a couple of things that I kind of wanted to see the result of, if you will. I kind of wanted to see, that plot line kind of wrap up. Not a big deal because it's very small and minuscule. And then there's a couple of things that are brought up that aren't really addressed as much as you think they would be addressed, and they're just kind of left off at the bay. You think of what you think might have happened or whatever. So, I mean, those are probably my only complaints. And the movie does end on a, open-ended type of film where it's like, well, is it this or is it that? So I guess it'll be I don't mind the ending. There's just a couple plot threads and subplots throughout that just, I kind of wish were either explored just a tad more or, kind of wrapped up. But that is really only it. I enjoyed everything else. So let's get into the acting. I actually have the poster right here, so let me go and read it off to you guys. Shameik Moore or whatever. He plays the main kid, Malcolm. And then Tony Revolori. I feel like I'm like teaching a class right now, and I'm doing really terrible at it. I think he's played by this kid, Kiersey Clemens. Kimberly Elise, Chanel Aman, Tyga, the rapper, and then Blake Anderson. He's the guy from Workaholics. He's the only, I think, white guy in this cast, at least on the top. And then you have Zoe Kravitz, who's in Mad Max. What else has she been in? I'm blanking. She's been in a lot of movies as of late. And then A$AP Rocky's in it, so interesting. I gotta tell you, everyone brings their A game. I really liked all the characters. One of them that I don't really remember much, and that might have gone into the whole subplot discussion what I was saying, is Malcolm's mom. She's kind of introduced and like she's there, like that's it. I don't really know much more about her or anything, and we kind of know like the basic background, and I know it's not really about her and everything, but I kind of wish she was fleshed out a little more. But everyone else, great. No complaints. Malcolm, what a great character arc. This guy goes from someone who is very timid, very geeky. He hangs out with his friends. He gets pushed around at school a lot. And these chain of events that happen to him and his friends, he owns it. And like he just kind of goes along for this ride, and he knows how crazy it is. He knows he's got to end it some way, shape, or form. And, he kind of becomes a man. He really matures throughout this experience, even though it's quite dangerous. And he kind of finds himself, and he finally becomes who he has always wanted to be, which is, just a really confident guy who could still be geeky, I guess. So Malcolm, great character. There's a lot of moments where you're just like, okay, this guy is amazing. Everyone else is the supporting cast, great. No complaints. Everyone was either really funny as the funny sidekick, or they were really powerful in terms of like the dramatic force in the movie. So everyone had a bit role that made sense the entire story. No one was underplayed, like I said, maybe except for the mom. But there's nothing to complain about this movie except for the things I just said. So yeah, everyone is really funny, and they bring their A game when it terms of their dramatic scenes. So works for me. Cinematography. This is really cool because it's shot almost like a Boys in the Hood type movie, but it's got all those colorful, outfits and like attire from these kids who still dressed in the 90s and stuff. And so it brings like I don't know how to say it. Like the cinematography looks great, but when you add like them in the mix with just their outfits and stuff, it's really kind of cool. It makes you, I don't know how to put it. It looks really good. The colors are there and they pop at you and they really draw you into this world. And I forgot to mention that the directing, the writing, this director really creates this world. And I felt like we were brought into this world with these kids that still dress, decades way before them, but they're set in this modern situation. So it's actually kind of a unique flavor on this movie in terms of the way it's shot, because it's actually more colorful than most movies represented by the hood or gangster movies. So that's a plus. But cinematography is actually, like I said, it's really just very poppy, and it's very fast with the editing as well. And I don't know what else to say. It's shot well. Like you're not gonna look at it and go, oh, gross. Let's get into the editing. Like I said, this movie has like the pace of a jackrabbit. However, the first half of it, it's really fast paced and it's very energetic. And then the second half, it's energetic, but not as much. It's dialed down way back. But that's because something happens in the middle of the movie, not going to say, where it kind of slows the main character down. He really kind of has to like figure out like, oh, wow, what am I going to do? Like it's really kind of just a slow down to kind of let you breathe as an audience, but at the same time, let the main characters breathe and kind of figure out the problems and stuff. So the first half is super energetic, very fast paced. It's just really funny, kind of offbeat, off the wall, all over the place, but it makes sense. Then you hit the middle point, and it slows down. And then the second half, like it's still engaging and stuff. It's just, kind of dialed back again. But at the same time, man, the story and the characters, man, I'm starting to sound like a stoner now. The story and the characters make this movie so interesting that it feels like a fast-paced movie throughout the entire thing, because like I said, it's a chain of events type movie. You just kind of want to see like where these characters are going to go and how come they keep getting into such random situations, but in the end it actually all makes sense. So, and it actually is believable, because there's a lot of things that happen to where if an event happens, it's someone captures it on a phone and posts it online, and it's like it really is reminiscent of today's time and stuff. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So it's a neat little spin on in the hood movies. So I thought that was great. So it's a very fast-paced movie, super energetic, and it's full of energy, and the story and characters will engage you. Guys, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. It will be in my top 10. I'm not going to budge this one. And quite frankly, I am battling back and forth whether this should be number one or Me, Earl, and Dying Girl should be number one. So those two are flipping back and forth. If Dope comes around like in theaters around you, please go see it. It's a very unique indie movie with its own flavor. You are not going to see another movie like this. It's its own separate thing, which is great because it stands out. And I think that's why people are going to love this movie, because it feels fresh. It feels just unique and something like you've never seen before, but you've seen this story like a million times. And dare I say it, I'm going to end it with the review instead of beginning with the review. This movie is dope. So, with its great characters, great story, it's so funny. It's got really great characters. Like I know I keep harping on the characters, but these characters are actually really good and some of the best I've seen all year. The writing is sharp. The directing is swift. It's shot well. It's so colorful. The acting is on point. Everyone brings their A game. There's a couple subplots that aren't really explored. I kind of wish they would explore it more. There's one character, the main character's mom. She isn't really touched on too much. And I forgot to mention this. One of the actors is very hammy. He hams it up. So he goes a little overboard, but he kind of pulls it off. That's why I'm really hesitant about mentioning that. And the soundtrack is amazing. It really is. It really sets the tone for like this type of movie, which is like a very old school hipster hood movie. Gangsta style, son. I really love Dope. So have you seen Dope or have you even heard of it? Comment in the place, rub on my face and let me know. As always, thanks for watching my reviews, Real Reviews Live. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. See you guys later. I know I stumbled a lot in this review, but I just got back from seeing this movie, and I'm just tongue-tied on how great it was. So that's why I feel a little stuttery in this one. So I apologize. I'll be better on the next one. See you guys next time. Let me play my outro music. Yeah. See you cool cats later.